The following podcast is a Dear Media production.
Hello and welcome back to the What We Said podcast. Happy Tuesday. I'm Chelsea.
And I'm JC.
And this week, today, whatever you want to call it, today's episode is Confessions. And you guys spilled the tea. We love the confession episodes.
Piping hot tea coming at y'all. You know they're always going to stay anonymous. We're not going to call you out by your name. Don't worry.
We won't call me by your name.
We will not call you by your first and last name. I made sure of it.
Yeah. But I did look at all of your profiles that sent it in and your family.
Starting off with a little life update. I just got back from Arizona. We had a quick little trip. Does going to Arizona stress you out?
Going to Arizona stressed me out in what way?
Like, I feel like whenever I go, I am going for like a very short amount of time for a specific event. And then I feel bad that like I'm not seeing a bunch of other people.
Yeah, that's true. I do get that.
Every single time we go to Arizona, like we never go to Arizona for 2 weeks or something. We go for like 3 days because we're going for like just the weekend for a specific event or something like that. And then I've gotten to the point where I like just don't really post about it because it stresses me out.
After, yeah.
Yeah, because then people will be like, I want to hang out or I want to do this. And then I feel bad because I have to say no because we're there for, also we're 9 times out of 10 there for our family and we don't get to see them like super often. So
yeah, and both of your families are there, same as ours.
Yeah.
All of our in-laws are there. So it's like you're already splitting time between both families.
Exactly. So I have like no extra time to do anything else.
Yeah.
But that being said, it was super fun. It's monsoon season in Arizona right now, which if you're unfamiliar, it's just when you get some summer rain and it's so nice because it's a little more humid, which I guess is kind of, you know, not the best, but it's not as hot. When we got there the first day, it was like 108 or 110. I was like, oh, great. Then the rest of the time, it was like in the 90s. And even at one point, we got up super early to play pickleball and it was like 85 degrees. And
so nice.
There was so much cloud coverage and it rained that day. Anyway, it was really nice weather, which you can't say for Arizona very much.
Arizona monsoon season. It's always in like August, like beginning of school year.
Mm-hmm.
And I always remember monsoon season because also that was swim season when I was in high school and I was on the swim team. And I would just pray for a storm because that meant that we couldn't swim, that swim was canceled. So for like the first month or two of school, I'm just like every day I'll see a little bit of clouds. I'm like, please cancel swim practice.
That's so funny.
But I do love them. I do love the storms.
It's so nice because it's like warm outside, but then it's raining. And so you're not like freezing in the rain, but
and the smell is just amazing. I think there's a specific plant in Arizona that makes it smell like that.
It's very like cleansing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It smells amazing. I know. So that was really fun that we were there during that time because it rained a lot. Actually, the day we were driving back, we both got a flash flood warning on our phone and it was like, do not travel right now. Like, oh, great. But we were kind of out of the storm really fast. So it all worked out. But yeah, just got back from good old AZ. Always a fun time. Tried Dutch Bros for the first time.
I've never been there.
Hyping it up for so long. I came home and Leif's brother's like, honestly, it's annoying how obsessed people are with Dutch Bros. And I was like, yeah, people are obsessed.
Yes.
And it was like, it just kind of reminded me of the typical like, I don't know,
coffee
Starbucks
place?
Or Dunkin'. Like it's just very sugary, you know?
Yeah.
It's good, but I would actually hate to be one of those LA health gals, but it's like I would actually prefer it was not so sweet because it was almost like sickly sweet.
Yeah. I can't do super, super sweet drinks.
Had like caramel drizzle. I'm like, this is good, but this is also like not just a casual drink. This is like a treat, very much so.
Yeah.
That anyway, but it was good. And a ton of people after I went were like, no, you need to get this type of chai and get it half sweet. And I was like, dang, I wish I would have known that because I just went once and then we went home. So anyway.
No, when you guys were in Arizona, I was telling Nick, I'm like, this is making me want to go to Arizona, like for some reason, especially because of the rain. And it was just, it's been unbearably hot in LA. I feel like I don't want to go outside. I don't want to walk. Like last summer, I felt like we played pickleball and tennis all the time. And now, I mean, maybe because I'm pregnant and like just kind of feel uncomfortable all the time anyways. I absolutely, that's the last thing I want to do is go outside when it's hot.
Yeah.
And if it is, I better be in a pool or at the beach.
Yeah.
In the water.
It's been super hot here. Like at one point it was hotter here than it was in Gilbert, which is crazy.
Yeah. So I was like, I'd rather be in Arizona. And also you guys were there. So I have no friends. So I was like, we should literally go to Arizona. Like, let's just drive to Arizona and spend the week there. Hi. I'm telling you, like my brain is mush. Absolute mush. And all I've been doing for the last week is playing word games on my phone and reading.
Dang.
Wow. I love working and getting the opposite effect.
Oh, when I just realized I forgot to post my brand thing today. Amazing. I had some stories I needed to post for a brand. Awesome. Better have to do that right after we get done.
Nice.
Okay. Well, I feel like I've been talking for a million years, but I do have more life updates.
Keep talking.
Okay. I'm infertile. So I started my period today, which is not fun, obviously.
Should we have Brian do the
yeah.
Brian's like, okay, you guys gotta stop asking for these sound effects.
So I have been doing fertility treatments. I know I'm annoying because I'm just being kind of vague about it. I'm sure if you're in the world of fertility, you probably know the stuff I've been doing, honestly. But I didn't want to be super open about it in the moment because I didn't want people to be tracking the days that I'm posting things. And I know it seems crazy, but people do that. And they'll, messaging me like, oh, are you pregnant today? Like, did you find out? And stuff like that. I'm just like, that is not something that I want to be dealing with. So I decided to be a little bit more private, still like telling you guys, this and that about it. I'm going to be like posting a YouTube video at some point with like way more details. I've literally documented so much. But basically, we devoted like basically the summer to doing all these different, the same, but anyway, fertility treatments. And honestly, I really thought they were going to work. Yeah. Like I thought that one of them would one of the months. And this was our final time because after this, our doctor recommended like, you should only do this a certain amount of times and then you should move on to something more invasive. And so I don't know. I just like really thought that it was going to work. When it didn't work the first time, I was a little bummed. I thought it would probably work the second or third. When it didn't work the second time, I was like, okay. The third time I had actually a lot of hope for it. Also because I started acupuncture right before and I was like, I don't know. I just feel like
I'm feeling better.
I'm feeling better. I'm feeling positive vibes. I've been in like a pretty good place mentally the past little bit. So I was like, I really have a good feeling about it. And it didn't work. So I did have a good cry. I was really bummed because that means that we have to do something more invasive, and a lot more expensive, which honestly, why would I, of course I did not want to do that. I would have loved to just get pregnant. I'd love to get pregnant naturally, but we have decided to kind of take a little break from fertility treatments, which honestly, I'm really excited about. Yeah. And maybe that sounds selfish and maybe it is selfish, but I have literally devoted my entire life this past, really ever since I went to the fertility doctor for the first time, which was at this point probably 6 months ago, to my fertility journey. And I have put so many things on hold and I really haven't been living my life because I've just been so focused on making sure or hoping that all of this stuff works. And I'm kind of ready to move on a little bit and not stop trying or something. Obviously, it's still like my number one hope and priority. But at the same time, I need to live my life and
you're like
have
emotionally
fun.
fried from it.
Yeah. So we've decided to take a little hold on the fertility stuff. And I don't know exactly when we will, but I do plan to move on to like that next phase and do like the more invasive stuff. And I will definitely take you guys along on that journey and let you know when that's happening. But I don't know if it's going to be the new year or if it's going to be sooner or later. I really don't know how I will feel. I just want to base everything off of how I'm feeling. And honestly, I'm just excited to kind of not be tortured by this right now.
Yeah.
So
at doctor's appointments every other day.
Yeah. I've literally spent the whole summer at the doctor. So I'm ready to not be at the doctor anymore every day. And
exactly.
Who knows? I don't have high hopes that it would happen naturally because our doctor says there's like a 2% chance of that happening. But who knows? It's 2% is still a chance. So maybe it would happen just naturally for us. I have no idea. But that's the update. Like people, when I talk about this on the podcast, are like, how are you like so remaining so positive, And I want you guys to know, like, whenever I talk about it, I'm usually in a pretty good place.
Yeah.
I have my moments where I'm not in a good place and I'm super annoyed and I'm very like probably victim mentality where I'm just like, why is this not working for me? Like, I was just talking to my mom. I was like, it's just so annoying to me that it just won't work for me. And it works for so many of my friends. And that's a very valid feeling that I want you to know if you're going through any infertility stuff, that's so normal. So like, I'm not perfect and positive all the time, but I do feel like I'm actually in a pretty good place mentally. And I hope to stay there. So that's why I'm just trying to look at this as like, I'm not just going to wish away. This is still my life. Like, even though I don't have the one thing that I've been working towards and that I really want in life, like, I'm not going to now just not live my life and be, you know what I mean? Like, so sad all day, every day. Like, I just kind of have to move on for my mental health. So, yeah, that's where I'm at. And I feel good. I feel really at peace, which makes me feel very good. Yeah. Because I haven't felt like that until like recently. Like when I posted that thing on my Instagram about feeling like I was like creative and like really like feeling a lot more confident, I've kept that feeling though I've kept that feeling going. And I feel that is like, I'm kind of entering like this new chapter and it's really good. So I'm in a good place and I want to stay that way. And I want positive vibes only in my life. Okay.
Anybody, you hear that?
You hear that, y'all? We're keeping the bad reviews. High. I'll tell the story very, very briefly, but yesterday, honestly, it's kind of funny to me right now, even though shockingly, it's like so depressing, but it's kind of funny. So yesterday I took a pregnancy test just to verify that it was negative. I hadn't started my period yet, but I had cramps. I knew I was starting. Like in my head, I'm like 100% I'm not pregnant, but I need to verify because I have to go to the doctor if I think I am to like confirm
that I'm not.
Yeah. So I'm like, I need to confirm that I'm not so I can cancel the appointment and say like I started my period. So I took the pregnancy test. It was negative, but it had a little smudge on it. And I was like, what is that smudge? Like, it's kind of
like
weird.
On the right side of it. Not like on the line part.
Not on the light. So the test I was taking is the one that like already has the horizontal line. And then if you're pregnant, a vertical line, it like makes a plus. So it was just the vertical line was negative. Had a little smudge on the right side. I'm like, it's kind of weird, like a smudge of ink, but I'm like, well, or dye or whatever. I'm like, yeah, but it's still negative. It's like a very bold, like, straight line. So,
wait, do those ones start as there's nothing in that little circle? Or do they start with a line?
They start with a line.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, I was just like waiting for a line to pop up. It didn't. And then the smudge, whatever. And then a little bit later, I look at the test. So I was talking to Leif, and anyway, I went to throw the test away.
This was like 15 minutes later, right?
Yeah. It was a little bit later. And I looked down at the test. And it is freaking positive. It's like there's a line. There's a line crossing it to make a plus.
Yeah, she showed it to me. There's like a
line. faint a little bit, but like definitely there. Not even just like, oh,
not
I'm
faint,
squinting.
like, oh yeah, I gotta squint my eyes, look really close, like a line.
No, like a line. And literally my heart drops. I'm like,
yeah, this is a sad story.
I'm pregnant. Like what? I tell Leif, he's like sitting on the bed. I'm like, Leif, it's positive. And he immediately started recording me because like
we love a content king.
Yeah, we love that for us. He immediately just like, he had his phone in his hand and he just like clicked record and I was like freaking out. He's like, my stomach just dropped. I'm like, same. I haven't watched it back. It's literally probably so sad to watch back, but I'm like about to cry. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's positive. I'm shook. And we're both just freaking out looking at it. He's like, yeah, like that looks positive. And then basically I'm like, but why did it take a while? Like, is that bad that it took a while? And we look it up and it's like, oh, an evap line, I think evaporation line or something can sometimes happen. And it's like a little bit thinner than normal, which it definitely was. But it was like, it will be colorless. And this one was like blue. And I was just like, what? And anyway, I'm like, I'm just so confused. I don't know if it's positive or negative now. I think we just waited too long. I had a friend though that like had waited a little bit longer. I don't know how many minutes, but like basically she thought it was negative and then her husband came in and was like, it's positive. And she actually was pregnant. So I'm like thinking of that story, thinking like, it really is. I'm so confused. But I was having such bad cramps that I'm like, I am starting my period. I'm just so confused about this whole thing. Basically, after a lot of research, we're like, yeah, it's 100% just like the evap line. It's not positive. Like I wanted to test again, but it was like the best thing to do is to test in the morning because like you don't want your pee to be super diluted. And
Yeah.
Because at that point I started like chugging water bottles so I could test again. And anyway, so I was like, I'll just test in the morning. And
so all night, like when you went to bed, were you thinking that you were?
I was thinking there is a 5% chance. Like at that point I had written it off. I'm like,
horrible.
I don't think I am. So the next morning I woke up and I started my period. So it was like, okay, I'm obviously not. So I didn't even bother testing because it was fully my period.
Yeah.
But I'm like, Chelsea's like, you need to sue them. And I'm like, no, literally you're playing with my emotions. Like,
yeah.
I fully believed for a few seconds that I was pregnant.
And also that's so rare that would happen.
Oh, I don't think it's common. Like I was looking it up. It's like, this can happen if like the pee sits there for a while and like there's a chemical reaction that occurs and like makes it pop up with a line. I'm like, cool. So I was telling Chelsea that's the first time I've ever felt like I've never had a positive pregnancy test in my whole life, obviously. So that's the most confirmation that anyone gets is a positive pregnancy test. So why would you not? Exactly. But that was the first time I'd ever felt that feeling. And I was like, well, at least I guess I know what it feels like. Like maybe that's worse that I know. But like I totally had just like that reaction where I was like stunned, like was all about to cry. Like I was just so shocked. But yeah, it is negative. So that is literally horrible. That's so horrible. And
I was saying, I'm like, yeah, that they've got to make it so that never happens. So I was saying, imagine on the opposite spectrum, it's a 16-year-old girl. She's freaking out that maybe she's pregnant. And then she sees that. It's like a false positive. Like, and you are probably throwing up and just like so sick. Yeah. Because you got a positive and you were hoping you weren't.
Of stress.
Yeah, we're suing you.
Yeah.
We're.
Yep.
Like, me too.
Yeah, it was really shocking. Anyway, so just what I needed.
What a Monday booster. Oh, wait, that was Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Anyway.
Yeah. Actually sad, but I'm glad you're laughing about it.
Yeah. It's honestly funny to me. Like, I can't. You know, the one that's like, there's so many TikTok sounds. Like, sometimes I'm just like, I need to stop making videos about like making fun of my own infertility because like it's a bit much. But at the same time, it's funny to me because that's the only way I can get through things is if I'm just like laughing.
Joking about it.
Like when I was telling Chelsea this story, it's not like I'm crying about it. Like I was dying laughing. I'm like, yeah. And then it was positive. I showed her the pregnancy test and we're both like laughing. It's just like, this is ridiculous. But
if you that's how I get through life. Cry.
Exactly. That's how I get through life. So anyway, we're feeling good. The vibes are high today. And
I will say your feed is looking so good. Like I was seeing all of the comments on your post because I was thinking the same thing where I was like, someone was saying like, this is nostalgic, but like new, like this vibe. And it reminds me, maybe it's because it's the long hair too.
Yes.
But it does remind me of like a couple years ago. Like your photos and just like
more
this
colorful
creative
and stuff.
Yeah, I'm like, I was going to text you, but I remembered I was coming over here and be like, forget the casual vibe. Like whatever you're doing, keep doing it.
Thank you.
I mean, it is
Thank
still
you
casual,
for the validation. No, I completely agree. It's like I've just realized, I think I've told you this before. It's like I was trying so hard to just fit into the mold of the casual iPhone vibe. And I've just realized like that's not where I shine and that's not what I love to do anyway. Yeah. So I just need to stick with what I like. And it feels really good to be creative again. And someone commented, they're like, why do I feel like right when you got your long hair again, like you were thriving? I'm like, 100% correct. Like, somehow the long hair just brought me back to.
Do you know how I know that I'm a good friend to you?
How?
Is because I've been seeing TikToks and they're like, if your friend tells you to cut their hair, like if your friend tells you to cut your hair, she's bad. They're a bad friend because they're like, everyone looks better with long hair. If you have like long hair, they're like, chop it.
Yeah. I'm dead.
And I told you should get your long hair back. So
Chelsea, actually, you did a deep dive on my Instagram and you literally told me that the second I started.
The code.
Yeah, she cracked the code. She said the second your Instagram started to go downhill is when you cut your hair. I'm like, okay, we appreciate an honest queen. And it was true. Yeah. That's the crazy part. Like,
well, I remember making your Pinterest. Remember we did the like make a Pinterest board of like how you see your friend. And I like saw this girl with like long red hair. And I'm like, you have to get your long red hair back. It's just iconic.
I know. And I feel just
and you pull it off so well. I mean, you look so cute with short hair as well. I'm not saying that, but.
No, thank you. Leif, we were just at, where were we the other day? And I was like, I look so much better with long hair. And Leif was like, I don't know. He didn't want to agree and be like, yeah. But he was like, it does look really good. And I'm like, yeah, it just looks better on my face shape as well, I think. Because I genuinely, when you had really short hair, I thought that you looked very cute with short hair.
Yeah. I love my short hair.
You don't want it back though?
No, I feel like
I'm like, you should cut it.
I'm like, when you're a bad friend. No, I go back and forth because I'm kind of the same way. Even right after I got married, I chopped my hair, got rid of my extensions. And I was like that for a couple months. And then I got my extensions back. And also, mind you, the months where I had really short hair, I was also going through the worst of my eating disorder. I was like going to therapy, like crying every day, like hated myself.
When you had the shortest
When I had the short, like really short hair with bangs. And then I got my extensions
not the bangs.
back.
Bangs are always about it. If your friend tells you to cut bangs, cut her out of your life.
Yeah, literally. Cut her out. Cut her out right after you cut the bangs. And then I got my extensions back. And I was like, oh, this like cured me.
Thriving again.
And I remember my mom even saying something about it. She was like, and this is my mother who thinks I'm beautiful no matter what. She was like, when you got your long hair back, you just seemed so much happier. I'm like, I know. But then when I cut it, I was fine again, a couple years later. But even now, I'm like, my hair is just in a medium stage. So it's like not long enough to be pretty long, not short enough to be like a cute short styled. So I'm just like, in the middle.
In between. But it's nice because now it's long enough to blend well with extensions.
Yeah. Yes.
And your extensions look really pretty too. Like whenever we take photos and you have the extensions. And it's just like hard to beat long, thick hair, honestly.
Yeah, it's just beautiful.
It is.
I just wish I had it naturally.
But we love our short hair queens out there because some people look so freaking good with short hair. Yeah. And it suits them so well. I always tell Kemper that. I'm like, your short hair is iconic on
vibe.
You. Like,
that's what I mean.
It's
like when you have short hair and it's styled, it's so cute. That's how I felt when my hair was like chopped. Yeah. I loved it. Yeah. But when it's in a medium stage, it's just like, ugh.
I feel
Speaking of hair, Nick, I walked in the bathroom the other day. And I mean, if you follow me on Instagram and you know what Nick looks like, he has like pretty long hair. And also his hair is very thick and it grows so fast. And I swear he gets a haircut like every 2 weeks. And then the next week it's just like in his eyes. And anyways, he was just sick of it. And I walk into the bathroom and there's hair all over the ground. His hair from his head. And I don't see him yet. And I turn the corner, I'm like, Nicholas? And he like hides. He's like, I did not give you consent to look at me yet. And I hear the buzzer going. And I'm like, Nick, what are you doing? And turns out he shaved his head. And it actually, I really liked it. Like I walked in, I was like, actually, Nick, you look really cute. Like I wasn't sure because, guys cut their hair sometimes.
Hit or miss.
Like, yeah, it's hit or miss. And I love his hair. And I was like, you just need to go get it cut. Like, you just need a barber to go clean it up. But you actually did a pretty good job and you actually look really cute. And I had never seen him with like a shaved head before, like since we've started dating.
That's what's kind of fun is when there's like a new hairstyle. It's like, okay, we're switching things up.
I was telling him like when he was like sitting on the computer desk, I'm like, this is weird. Like in my peripheral, you look like a different person. And he's like, it's fun. It's like you're cheating on me. I'm like, no, this is making me feel like guilty. Like I like it, but it's just weird. I've never seen you like this. And then today he actually shaved it. His hair grew back in a week. First of all, his hair, his toenails, his nails, like his eyelashes, they just grow
so fast.
Yeah, so fast. So his hair was already getting long, and he was like, "I'm just gonna shave it all." Shaved down to the
nubs,
down to the nubs. He's completely like bald right now.
You're kidding?
No. And I'm like, Nick, this will literally be grown back in like a week. I was like, I liked the other one because he had a little bit of like hair on the top,
some fuzz.
Yeah, he looked like he was in the military or something. Now it's like fully buzzed. I'm like, you kind of look like you're going to like harm people or something. But I told him he's so handsome. He can pull off any haircut, luckily. But yeah, I told my sister and she was like, is he having a midlife crisis? I just like walk in the bathroom, hair everywhere.
It's crazy how much hair does change someone's look.
Have you ever seen Leif with a shaved head?
Never. Only when he was like super young, they would buzz his head.
Yeah.
But I just feel like his curls are so good. I'm like, you cannot shave them off.
No. But the thing is that's what everyone says to everyone. But sometimes people just have like this urge to like take all their hair off.
Yeah. Leif literally wants me. He wants me
to shave your head?
To legit shave my head. He's like, that would be kind of cool. I'm like, Leif, please. Okay, don't get me wrong. I think it's gorgeous on a lot of girls. But like with my
How do you know what my head
face shape and my head shape, I'm just like, it's going to be a no for me.
That's what I said to Nick. And he said the same thing. After he shaved his head, I'm like, that looks so freeing. Like I'm tempted to shave my head because it looks like it feels so good. Just to have no hair.
Yeah, like that sounds awesome.
And he was like, that would be so pretty. I'm like, oh, okay.
Okay, boy.
We stand.
No, don't get me wrong. Like I think that it's actually like a look and I think it's beautiful on a lot of girls. I just imagine myself looking like
I just don't know what my head looks like.
Yeah.
Like, what if I have a weird shaped head?
Exactly. You can never really know until you shave it all off.
True. taking a hot minute to talk about one of our favorite sponsors, Green Chef. Green Chef makes it easy to eat the immune-boosting foods you need to stay healthy and fuel a jam-packed end to your summer. Green Chef takes care of meal planning, grocery shopping, and even some food prep, giving you more time to tackle back-to-school season. We love Green Chef here because, you know what? We're good cooks, but we need a little help sometimes.
I love meal delivery services like this. Green Chef is definitely one of my absolute favorites. And, you know, they make everything so freaking easy. And that's why I love it, because time is money. You know what I'm saying? So, okay, I was just looking at their like weekly menu, and this really stood out to me because I want to make this right now. It's tilapia with mango salsa. So I've been eating a little bit more fish lately. I actually don't know if I've ever even had tilapia, but this looks so freaking good that I want to try it. It also has coconut cauliflower rice and roasted green beans with almonds. And just the whole thing is looking incredible and very delicious. I've never had a Green Chef meal that I didn't like, and that's on period, okay? Leif and I also love to do these together. I feel like it's a fun little cooking date night because everything's laid out for you. So you just look at the instructions. It's very easy to follow. Things are, you know, prepped for you.
And you're not wasting food.
Yeah, you're not wasting anything. It's very like simple and straightforward, but then it's like a gourmet meal in the end of things. So it's a great situation. So go to greenchef.com/whatwesaid100 and use code whatwesaid100 to get $100 off, including free shipping. That is greenchef.com/whatwesaid100 and use code whatwesaid100 to get $100 off, including free shipping. Green Chef, the #1 meal kit for eating well. Check it out. So we are approaching the last days of summer, so we got to make them count, you know? We got to make some plans, whether it's a little road trip, camping, having some friends over for grilling, chill at the beach. This is reminding me to make some of those plans right now. So when it comes to enjoying your summer, you don't just want more, you want the most. And that's exactly what you get with Huzzah. If you want to get the most out of your summer, try Huzzah. It is the refreshing seltzer with benefits. Living your best life never tasted so good. I've said before, we've gotten to a place now in society where we have these drinks that are delicious and kind of taste like, you know, a soda, a sparkling water, but they have benefits for us, which is really just the cherry on top and really amazing because then you feel like you are getting something out of drinking this drink and it's not just a treat. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I like the strawberry and hibiscus flavor of Huzzah. I think that one's my favorite. Very refreshing. You can pour it over some ice. And it's really delicious. I love having a drink when we are podcasting, when we go on little road trips. I love bringing, you know, cans of drinks. So Huzzah is perfect for that too.
Huzzah is a refreshing seltzer with added probiotics and only 3 grams of sugar or less. Huzzah's non-alcoholic seltzer is chock full of gut-friendly probiotics with 15 calories or less per can. You can enjoy every sip without the guilt. So they have a couple flavors. Like we said, strawberry and hibiscus is our favorite. Raspberry and lemon is also a flavor that's really tangy. It's got a little citrus spark, has 0 sugar and just 5 calories. Then they also have juicy pear, which is, you know, they're all good. Crisp and bursting with flavor with only 3 grams of sugar and 15 calories. Put an exclamation point into your summer with Huzzah. Stock up with 20% off when you use the code WhatWeSaid at drinkhuzzah.com. That's code WhatWeSaid for 20% off at drinkhuzzah, HUZZAH.com. It's linked in the show notes. Go get yourself a seltzer. Was there more life updates that you had?
Arizona, false pregnancy test. Let's think. Did I say anything else?
I can't remember.
You
didn't say anything else, but were you going to say something else?
No, I think that was like, we were going to briefly just say that we're doing a little photo shoot in like 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
We rented a really cute space to shoot some photos for some Balanced Boss courses that are coming out soon that I think you guys will love. We're not going to like go too far into it, but we just want to like give you guys a heads up. You know, the podcast fam gets the first
look into
everything. So we're doing like a TikTok course, which we've talked about with our girl, Caitlin. We've already shot all the content for it. We're just in the, you know, post-production process of all of that. So that'll be all about like TikTok growth and social media and stuff, which I think will be really good. And then we have a like women's health fertility hormone course. It's a PDF course. and it's taught by like a nutritionist. It's going to be really, really good.
Really informational.
Yes, you'll learn so much. I learned so much, which I was grateful for, especially going through, my fertility journey at the moment. So I think that'll be really helpful for you guys. And then the third one is like a college. What's the word?
Kind of getting you through college and helping you stay healthy and balanced and live a balanced life in college years.
Yes. And
it's really
so
good.
It's so good. Like I was going to say I would have loved this in college, but went to 2 days. But if I was in college right now, I would 100% be wanting to read this course. And they're all going to be, Balanced Boss aesthetic, very beautiful to look at. The TikTok course is a video course, so it's different. But anyway, they're going to be really good. So we're shooting a bunch of photos for that and having like a big shoot day, work day in just a few days. So that's what's on our agenda. And we'll let you guys know more details when we have like dates for their launches and stuff. But that's exciting.
Big things coming.
As usual.
Oh my gosh, Jinx.
We're best friends.
You don't get to talk until I say your name.
Nate.
Okay, should we get into these confessions?
Yes. Let's get on into your confessions.
Step into the confessional box. Wait, is that sacrilegious? What is it called?
Potentially.
I don't know.
Oh,
we're reading the long ones first, right?
Mm-hmm. We have a few long ones each, and then we're going to, not like long, but like emailed, written ones, and then we're going to just read some question box ones that we did a question box on Instagram, and you guys just wrote some shorter ones.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
Hi, JC, Chelsea, and Beth. This is my first time writing into the podcast, and boy, do I have a story for you. To give some context, I used to work for my dad as a dental assistant for 2.5 years. As an assistant, one of my jobs was to let the drain these water containers that hooked up to the dentist tools.
Keep going, because I think it's just a little bit of a run-on sentence.
These water containers that hooked up to the dentist tools and what I used to squirt water into the patient's mouth during procedures. Okay, so she let that drain, I'm guessing. Usually we would just tip the water containers over and let them dry out by the sinks in the operating rooms. My dad called me on the weekend and said there was an emergency procedure that needed to be done, and I said I would rush there and help him out. When I got there, I saw that all the water containers were in the room like they usually were. I found them in the sterilization room sink filled with water. Because I was in such a rush, I decided to just use those water containers instead.
Oh, shiz.
I figured the other assistant didn't have time to dump them out and left them sitting there with the water we had been using that week. We did the procedure and I didn't think twice about it. The next Monday, I was talking with the other assistant about the emergency and brought up the water containers. Her eyes got so wide and she said, "You didn't actually use the water in the containers, right?" And I said, "Yeah, I did. Why?" And she freaked out and said, "That was bleach, not water." So you killed someone? She explained that every once in a while she will leave them soaking in bleach over the weekend to kill any bacteria. I had never seen her do that, so I just assumed she didn't have to dump the water out before she left. I will never assume something like that again.
I'm sorry.
My stomach dropped and I wanted to fall over and die. The water I had been squirting into her mouth was bleach.
Oh.
Goodbye.
That's horrible.
She was panicking and so was I. I wasn't sure what to do. We decided not to tell my dad about it unless the patient called back and complained about something unusual. Well, to my horror, she called later that day complaining about her throat burning.
Oh,
and I had to confess to my dad. He seemed worried, but not too bad. He put her on an antibiotic and she didn't bring it up again. Luckily, she didn't die, but wow, I will never be able to live with myself knowing I almost killed someone with gallons of bleach. That is
atrocious.
Horrible.
That is atrocious. Imagine the girls just... that got the bleach is listening to our podcast right now and she's starting to put the puzzle pieces together.
If you didn't have dentist anxiety before,
now you really go. Now you really do.
Oh my gosh.
That's
these
bad.
These are the things that when I go to the doctor, I'm like, procedure as usual, And then I'm like, but then these things sometimes happen.
Yep.
Where maybe I'll get an air bubble in my blood. And I'll die from that because someone does something weird. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. It is scary.
To give everybody anxiety, but that's the thoughts that run through my head when I'm at the doctor.
Okay. Hello, girls. First off, I wanted to say how much I appreciate and love you all. I look up to you like older sisters. So sweet. Your podcast has seriously changed my life for the better. You two are truly angels. All right, so here's one of my confessions. Only one, okay. I work part-time as a barista, and there is this one man who comes in each morning who I despise. He acts like everyone owes him the world and runs the town. Anyways, he always orders a mocha, and I give him decaf espresso shots instead of regular caffeinated shots.
I'm screaming.
Hope you both have an amazing day. And this is everyone's reminder to not put up with men who are rude and don't respect others. P.S. My mom keeps asking me why I'm obsessed with the word heinous.
I'm dead.
That
He's
is
just like,
so
dang, funny. I need
funny.
more coffee. This is not hitting.
That is so funny. I saw someone post the other day. They were like, on TikTok or something. It was like, I gave this like girl, she was being a bee. She's same thing. Like she's a barista or something. And she's like, I put 2% milk instead of oat milk in her latte because she was being a brat.
Oh my gosh. Okay. That's actually bad.
That is bad.
Like if someone did that to me, I mean, maybe if I was being a Rudy, I deserve it, but that would ruin my entire day. I would be sick. I'd be sick to my stomach.
You probably wouldn't know. Like you'd just be like,
I would know.
You think you would?
Yeah. Remember
in
when
like a sugary drink?
Well, I would know about an hour later.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
But it would be too late at that point.
I would probably know. I'd be like, this is very sweet. This is what happened to me when I had Blaze, and I swear I had ordered vegan cheese and I ate half the pizza and I'm like, there's something fishy about this pizza. It's tasting real creamy. Like real legit. Because usually like vegan cheese is one of the only things that I'm just like,
you can't replicate it. Exactly. Yeah. That's so funny.
And sure enough, an hour later, I was sitting on the toilet absolutely blowing my brains out of the opposite end. But they did give me free pizza, so.
Not blowing the brains out. Chelsea, what was our weird Blaze encounter? What happened to us?
When they just made our pizza wrong. Oh. We opened it and it was like just one ingredient. We'd ordered a ton of stuff and you just opened it, it was like just spinach or something.
And the problem was we had waited like hours for it.
Yeah, we were starving.
And we were starving. That's right. That's so funny.
Rad.
Okay, continue.
Okay, when I saw that you girls needed submissions for the craziest confessions, I had a certain story in mind that I knew I needed to share. To preface this was a few years ago when I had just begun dating my now ex-boyfriend. We had only been officially together for a week. So I had just come back from a long and fun weekend at the Coachella Music Festival with all my best friends, and unfortunately was on my period the whole time.
Ugh, amazing.
My boyfriend at the time did not go, but I had made sure to spend some quality time with him once I got back. It'd probably been 5 days since I'd gotten back, and my BF and I... Oh, by the way, this story is PG-13. Just so you know, if there's kids in the cars... Oh my gosh. There's kids in the car. Plug their ears. Cars. We're getting real cozy in the bedroom. While we were having sex, we both noticed a horrendous stench. It was 100% coming from me. I can tell he really tried to ignore the smell, but it was such a strong odor that I was way too embarrassed to continue on. Instead, we moved our fun to the shower, but noticed the smell was still not going away once we got out. And we weren't even having sex anymore at this point. When we went back to my room and the odor had been so
Just
strong.
say it.
Had been so strong that it permeated my entire room like dead animal. What happened?
I'm terrified if it's what I think it is.
He soon had to leave for work, but I could not continue on. Oh no. I'm getting an idea of what it could be. Could not continue on with my day until I figured out why my coochie smelled like something crawled up in it and died. I made an appointment at my local clinic and the nurse practitioner was able to literally look inside of me. Suddenly I hear her yell, foreign object, foreign object. It turns out that while I was at Coachella that weekend, I had accidentally left an old tampon in.
That's bad. That is so bad.
My jaw is on the floor this entire time. This was 5 days after she had got home. 5 days.
Oh no.
Oh. After the tampon was removed, the disgusting smell immediately went away. Oh my gosh, I didn't get toxic shock syndrome. I'd planned to never tell my ex what actually happened, but eventually he found out during a game of truth or dare with friends. Note to self, always double check that you've removed your tampon, especially after a sunny and hot weekend of partying and before having sex with your new boyfriend.
Oh, and it probably got stuck further up when they were,
yeah.
You know, that's probably...
Love you girls. Thanks for letting me share my embarrassing but hilarious story.
That is bad.
That is bad.
You know what I've done once, which is not nearly as bad, but one time I went to take my tampon out and there were 2 strings. And I'm like, sorry. I had stuck 2 up there. Like I didn't know I had one and I had stuck another somehow. And I had 2 tampons at me.
Were they side by side? How were the strings? You didn't shove one up?
They were kind of like, they weren't like right next to each other. Like one of them was kind of like shorter. One of them was longer. Like It was kind of stuck up a little bit too far, but I didn't know or something. Yeah, literally had 2.
Did you feel it?
Because
you know how sometimes you put your tampon in wrong and like, you're just like, you leave the bathroom, you're like, oh, crap.
Yes. Like as you're walking, you're just like, oh, I'm so uncomfortable. No, I don't remember feeling like that. I think they were both small tampons. Like I'm used to putting in like super plus and maybe they were both regular or something. So it just worked. But it was shocking.
Maybe they couldn't expand because there was another one in there.
Something like that. It was weird.
Sheesh.
Anyway, I'm like, okay, this is
shocking. Has the
string
string ever come off your tampon?
Not come off, but been like stuck up there. Definitely.
Yeah, mine came off one time and I had a full-on panic attack. And I will not share what happened afterwards, but it was a bonding experience for me and someone very close to me.
Oh, no.
Starts with an N, ends with a Nick.
Uh-oh. I'm saying uh-oh to that, by the way.
We're going to take a quick little break to talk about one of our favorite sponsors ever, and that is Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community that offers membership with meaning. With so much to explore, real projects to create, and the support of fellow creatives, Skillshare empowers you to accomplish real growth. And we're not just talking about the creative stuff that you think of, like painting or the arts. We're talking all kinds of creativity. We're talking learning how to take care of your plants better. Here's some of the classes that I'm currently interested in that they're offering that are amazing. The Ultimate Self-Care Playbook, Discover and Nurture Your Centered Self with Jonathan Van Ness from the Queer Eye show. And
love him.
I'm obsessed with him. Also, Find Your Style, 5 exercises to unlock your creative identity with Andy J. Pizza. I hope that's how you pronounce his last name. But they also have classes in illustration, lifestyle, film and video, creative writing, fine art, and so much more. There's so much to explore on Skillshare.
So whether you're a dabbler or a pro, a hobbyist or a master, you're creative. So discover what you can make with classes for every skill level. Experience real improvement with hands-on projects and classes designed for real life. Skillshare is also incredibly affordable, especially when compared to pricey in-person classes and workshops. An annual subscription is less than $10 a month, which is amazing. So explore your creativity at Skillshare.com/whatwesaid and get a 1-month free trial of premium membership. That's 1 month of a premium membership at Skillshare.com/whatwesaid. Life is officially happening again, you guys, which means wearing real clothes is also happening again. So if you're anything like us and you've forgotten how to get dressed and what that's like, or if you have some events coming up, you're feeling kind of, blah about your current wardrobe, I totally feel you. Let us put you on to Nuuly, a monthly clothing rental subscription. So every Nuuly subscription includes your choice of any 6 styles that you want to rent each month. You choose whatever you want for whatever you have going on, and then access to thousands of styles from more than 100 brands, everything from party dresses to premium denim, one-of-a-kind vintage pieces. Nuuly stocks styles in a range of sizes from petite to plus sizes up to 5X, plus maternity. They carry labels like For Love and Lemons, Love Shack Fancy, Lisa Says Ga, Free People, Anthropology, and lots more. They also have fast free shipping and returns and professional cleaning in Nuuly's state-of-the-art laundering facility, so no laundry for you to worry about, which is really a 10 out of 10. Also, the option to buy what you love at a discount, sometimes up to 75% off.
Renting through Nuuly means getting to wear more, sometimes thousands of dollars worth of clothing while spending way less. Jason and I were just talking about how we need to spend less money on clothes, and Nuuly is a great option. It's a win-win for your closet and your checking account. Nuuly's shared closet helps curb that must-buy something new feeling you get when there are exciting events on the calendar while still giving you new things to wear. And it is fun. Nuuly is designed to give you everything that you need to get inspired, get creative, and explore your style. Check out new trends, silhouettes, and sizes without any commitments. Free your closet of only wear it once impulse purchases and buyer's remorse by renting them instead. They also are flexible, so there's no fees, late fees, damage fees, or fees to pause or cancel. So no big deal if you lose a button, spill something, or just need to take a break. Your life needs to flex, and Nuuly gets it. Nuuly is already a great value at $88 a month for any 6 styles, but right now you can get $20 off your first month of Nuuly when you sign up with the code WhatWeSaid20. Just go to NUULY.com, that's Nuuly with 2 U's, and enter the code WhatWeSaid at sign up to get $20 off your first month. That's NUULY.com, Nuuly with 2 U's with code WhatWeSaid20. Nuuly subscription clothing rental. Change your clothes.
Okay. Hello, lovely ladies. Love y'all on the podcast so much. My confession is a funny one that started out as a little white lie and now is one of the things that my 11-month relationship with my boyfriend is built upon. When we first started talking one day, he messaged me asking me what my music taste was. Here's the thing. I knew he was super into indie music because I'd been following him for a while and saw him post these types of songs on his story. Anyway, I replied telling him the 2 indie artists I'd been listening to, acting like I totally knew them when I literally knew 3 songs. I thought I was off the hook, but a few days later, he asked me to send him my playlist. And the thing was, I had no playlist. So I passed my phone to my best friend in a panic, and she made me a playlist based off the songs she knows and we thought he would like. It didn't seem like a big deal. Until one day he was telling me how my music taste is one of the biggest things that made him like me at the beginning and how much he just loves my playlist and listens to it all the time and it makes him think of me. I can definitely say that our relationship would be just fine if he found out that I didn't make the playlist, but I think it's kind of fun to keep it this way. I'm also very thankful that my best friend was there to make the playlist in the first place because I guess that's a part of how I got him. Haha.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny.
You bamboozled him.
You really got him. You really tricked him, girl. That's funny.
So what happens when you guys are in the car together though? And you're like, listen to this new song. And it's like, so not what he expects.
Yeah, at this point, you got to start listening to that playlist and make it your own. Are you okay, Chelsea? Her headphones off and the mic is a million miles away from her.
I was trying to take my jacket off and my headphones flew off. And when my headphones came off, it felt like I was like entering a different dimension because I couldn't hear you through the mic anymore. I felt like I was floating through space. Okay, let's read some of these short ones.
Wait, I have like way more.
Really? Of the long ones?
Cool. Yeah, remember I told you. No, I said I took a few.
I thought you meant that Beth gave you. I'm like, cool. When she favors you.
Okay, let me read this. Here is my crazy confession that literally no one knows except like 2 people who are sworn to secrecy. A few years back, my sister-in-law was home alone. Parents out on a date? What?
Maybe it was like her husband's little sister or something.
Okay. Parents are yeah, that makes sense. I'm just picturing my sister-in-laws. They're all like older.
Yeah.
Okay. A few years back, my sister-in-law was home alone, parents out on a date, and my husband and I were going over to hang out with her and thought it would be funny to pretend to break in since there had been some sketchy stuff
really funny
happening in the neighborhood recently. Well, we took it a bit too far and kept it going for a few minutes, and we get a call from my husband's dad completely freaked out, asking us to go over immediately and make sure she was okay. We were obviously already there, so we hid for a few more minutes and then walked.
You didn't even break it to the dad that it was you?
And then walked in, and we were going to come clean, but the cops showed up a couple minutes after us and searched the property. We were too scared at this point to come clean, even though I was begging my husband. They were asking neighbors to pull security camera footage. Flyers were posted around the neighborhood as a warning. And a post was made on the neighborhood Facebook page. And my in-laws got a security package at their house that they pay a lot of money for every month, all for nothing. Oh, a security package. So they got like extra security. My sister-in-law was in tears and hiding when we showed up, quote unquote.
You never told her?
And it was hilarious, but scary for us. That's not hilarious. Like that's
not funny.
That's like traumatizing.
No, you have to tell her.
It's still talked about to this day sometimes, and it's very cringy for us. We will probably take this one to our grave. And if you're wondering what we did, I was at the side door, all glass, and my husband was at the back door, and we were wiggling the door handles. And the dog was freaking out, running back and forth. We were on the phone with each other being like, okay, your turn, do something. And we were dying laughing until we got the call from my father-in-law.
I don't trust you. Are you mentally okay?
I don't trust you, sis.
That is terrifying. And
she's like,
honestly,
it was hilarious. She was in tears.
The dogs were freaking out. That is when, I'm sorry, but after one jiggle of the thing, like you're done with the joke.
No, it's done.
And you're like, hey, it's me. Don't worry.
But
you've given
really
her trauma
crazy.
for years, probably?
Yeah, now she's probably terrified to be home alone because of you. Amazing. That's crazy.
Calling each other saying, okay, now you do something. Oh my gosh.
That's bad. Okay.
Okay, you're scary. I don't feel so good.
Okay. So my high school boyfriend of 2 years and I broke up this March. We did long distance when I left for college for a while, but after a semester of doing it, it just got super hard. So we broke up and then went to a formal banquet with a bunch of cheerleaders. And he posted a picture basically flexing himself with 5 other girls. He got lots of comments from people cheering him on and stuff. And it was right after we broke up. And I was so mad. That's so annoying.
Ew.
He cares a lot about followers and likes, and sometimes he buys likes on Instagram.
That's a big red flag right there.
Yes, it is. Knowing this, I went and bought over 1,000 likes for the post so he would have to delete it. Everyone in our hometown was screenshotting and talking about it and accusing him of buying likes on Instagram. Maybe it was mean, but I don't regret it. He was the talk of the town and he took the post down.
That's funny. No one's harmed. That's a good prank.
That is a good prank.
Good revenge.
Why? But I'm confused if he does that on the regular, like, why would he be embarrassed if he, like, you just be like, yep, I got lots of likes on that photo. Because it's so obvious, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, if you see someone who usually it's like 50 likes
and then
all of a sudden they have like 3,000 likes on it, you're gonna be like, really, dude?
Yeah, because then that makes him look like such a tool. It's like, I'm flexing especially with all these girls. Yeah, and I pay for likes. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
That's good.
See, that's normal.
Like, I'm just laughing at us. Like, they were mean to a girl. We're like, how dare you?
Yeah.
She's like, I made him look like an idiot. We're like, go off, queen. Okay. Hey, ladies, I love you girls to the moon and back. I'll just dive right in. I'm not sure how crazy you'll consider this, though. So basically, sometime last year, me and my friends decided it would be funny to prank one of our other friends. It sounds messed up looking back, but we decided to make a fake Snapchat of a guy and pretend to text her. That's
mean.
So mean. Okay. I don't know what we were trying to get out of it. I think it was just, we thought it was funny. She was constantly texting us about him and how he wants to hang out. The snap score was obviously low, so she slowly got suspicious, but we had her believing it for a while. Reading her responses to him were so funny.
Mean.
That makes me so sad.
That's mean.
One night while we were with her, we were texting her off the fake snap and asked her to hang out. Oh, while they were with her. Gosh.
That is mean.
Yeah. Asked her to hang out. She told us and we were like, OMG, say yes. She was sketched out and asked us to drive her. So we did. And obviously he didn't show up. She still to this day doesn't know we were behind the account. We made it so believable because we used some random dude's Insta from our school when she asked for his Instagram. And when she asked why his snap score was so low, we said it was because my old one got hacked. Like as him.
Yeah.
I'm still besties with her, but I could never admit it because it's so invasive. LOL. Anyways, that's my confession. Love you, ladies. And congrats on your pregnancy, Chelsea, and praying for you in your fertility journey. So proud of you both.
Aw.
But you're mean. But you're a bully. That's like cool.
You know what, though? Maybe don't ever tell her because it's maybe just better that she doesn't know.
I agree. It'll
And
be embarrassing
also,
for her.
As a girl, just so you know, guys, it's never fun to be ganged up on. Like, it's never fun to be the one person
Who doesn't know something.
who's not in on a joke. Like, that's not funny. And it's mean and it makes people feel really bad. And so sometimes you feel cool because you're in the group that's making fun of the one person or ganging up on them. But yeah, like, think about that one person who's like just feeling stupid. That is not a good feeling.
No, totally agree.
Anyways.
Okay, should we read these shorter ones?
Yeah, I've screenshotted some pretty juicy ones.
Okay, well, I was going to say really fast, someone wrote in, and I'm going to